Hi, and welcome to the Crit Hit Wild podcast, where we cover all things Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we do a new character every week. This week we're doing She-Hulk, and I'm your host, Fred.
I'm Brad.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Steven.
What's up, guys? How's it going? How are you doing today, Steven?
I'm fine. I'm in Florida. So
Podcasting in from sunny Florida. How are you doing, Brandon?
No, very rainy. Very rainy.
Oh, right. You said that to me earlier, and I just totally misspoke.
The advertisement worked, apparently.
How are you doing, Brandon?
I'm good.
How are you doing, Brad?
I have nothing to complain about right now.
That's
Which is rare for him, so.
Yep.
Well, so right now there has been no news from AMG. I'm still waiting for any news about the new Spider Foes coming out. Is that all? We know now all of the X-Men that are coming out, correct?
Yes, but they have not released articles for all the X-Men that are coming out.
Right. We just have insider knowledge.
Who do they not have an article for?
Nightcrawler.
I thought Shadow King was the last one.
No,
I thought Nightcrawler was a long time ago. I thought he was like the first one.
maybe he was. I don't think they've done Shadowcat though.
Huh.
They did Shadowcat a long time ago, didn't they, for the reveal?
I thought those were
when
the
they
first
revealed it, but I don't think we got articles for them yet. I'll look at it. I'll come back with an answer in a minute.
I guess I misspoke. The news that came out was their official release of the information for Shadow King, which we've known for quite a long time.
Yes.
So, there was... So let's just move on to the upcoming tournaments. Coming up this Saturday, that would be Saturday, February 24th, I believe. There is going to be a tournament at Fabricators Forge in Pittsburgh. If you're in the area, head on up. Bryce always runs a great tournament. Then coming up on March 9th is the tournament at Missing Falls Brewery in Akron, Ohio. This is one that is a $40 buy-in to attend, and that $40 gets you a drink ticket and access to the lunch buffet. And I should tell everyone who's listening that your models need to be painted if you are going to attend. And
Brandon,
then,
have you signed up for that yet?
No.
You need to get on that. You may not be able to do it in the near future. It might fill up. I think that they have a hard cap.
Yes.
Is it 32?
32.
Hard
32,
cap
yeah.
at 32.
They have 7 tickets left.
There you go, everybody. So you know there are at least 25 people attending.
Why do I have to fill in my primary affiliation?
I just put something in. I don't think it matters.
Well, in
I
March,
don't like
I'm also going to say
pre-gaming.
I'm also going to say in March, on the 16th, that's usually when we would do our South Charleston tournament. But this month, we're going to be doing a Guild Ball tournament for those of you who play Guild Ball. So if you're in the area and want to play Guild Ball, come on down on the 16th of March to South Charleston, Lost Legion Games and Comics.
Oh boy, is this this worked out perfectly for me.
Why is that?
Because I am not available on the 16th.
You were going to feel bad for having missed.
I was not. I mean, yeah, I was gonna. But nope.
You shouldn't
not
feel bad.
anymore. I don't
But-
have to feel bad
but-
at all. You
but-
guys can all suffer and go play Guild Ball.
But
But-
Brandon,
and I
you
can't
have
judge you.
Brandon, you have a Guild Ball team.
I do. I'm definitely not. I'm not. Listen. I ain't got the cojones like Buck. The first time I'm showing up to play a game is at a fucking tournament.
I was about to say that y'all had a tournament without me yesterday. Speaking of Buck playing a tournament as his first game ever. So let's move on to that. How did that tournament go?
It got snowed out and canceled, Fred. Thanks for bringing
Oh,
it
wait,
up.
really?
No.
Did it really?
No.
Oh.
God,
Listen,
Fred.
the snow was not bad enough to cancel a tournament, but your hill is crazy.
There was
So-
literally no snow on the road.
Okay.
Literally not.
Uh,
Fred.
so we had 4 people. It was me, Brandon, Borka, and Buck, who, as Brandon mentioned, was playing his first 2 games ever of MCP.
How did Buck do?
Well, you can probably guess his record, but
Well, yeah, but like, yeah.
He filled in for you very nicely.
Okay.
from all reports, he played very well and enjoyed himself. So
Well, that's good.
Yeah, all things considered, I mean, there was some stuff like, because I played him round 1, and there was some stuff that I had to remind him on. Like I dazed one of his characters, and I look over and they have 2 power on them. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
I was like, you give power for. I said every time you take damage, you get power. If it's an enemy effect, he goes, oh, and then he was like, I have so much more power. But just like little things, like just like realizing. So I think it's struggles a lot of people have when they come from miniature games, is that like superpowers aren't actions.
Yeah.
And like the power generation stuff like that. Like he caught on. I don't believe he made many of the same mistakes in the second game that he made against me. Like he adapted pretty quickly, and he's gonna be he's gonna be an asset to the community, I think.
Well, that's good. Yeah, Buck's a real pro at miniature gaming, and it's nice to see him playing Marvel Crisis Protocol. So how did your twos? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it is possible that he may have been playing for longer than Michael has been alive. Our friend Michael.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's distinctly possible.
and
Fun fact, me and
maybe
Michael
Brandon
are like the same. Yeah, me and Michael are like the same age. So
yeah.
if he's been playing longer than Michael's been alive, he's been playing longer than I've been alive.
Yeah. Fred, you're gonna ask a question.
Yeah, how did your games go? I want to hear about games.
Brandon, were we the first round playing against each other? No, you played Buck.
No, I played Buck in the first round.
Yeah. What did you learn from
Okay.
that game, Mike?
Me, so I played Buck in round 1. He was playing. He played Brotherhood, primarily Mystique Brotherhood. We played 17 points. Infinity Formula, Spider Infected. I was playing Criminal Syndicate. He played at 17. He played Juggernaut, Scarlet Witch, Rogue, Mystique. I played. So he played good models. He chose good models that he had available to him. I played Black Cat, Miles, Lizard, Shadowland, Daredevil, Kingpin.
Yuck! Goodness gracious!
I just want to remind Fred and the listeners that this is the first game Buck has ever played of MCP.
Yeah, Jesus. I know it's a tournament. You were gonna bring your best stuff, but this is like
this is
a
what
rough thing
happened.
to be up against.
So like there was actually a weird thing that almost happened so I was really like contemplating what I was gonna play, like, and I thought about just playing something for fun, and then Brad texted me and was like, submit your roster. So I was like, God, all right. So I like the only roster I had fully fledged out, ready for an event, was my CS roster. So I put it in, and because I was working on playing a roster that is very relevant, because it would have been, it would have probably been worse for Buck to play against as his first game ever. I was I was seconds away from playing Black Order in the tournament,
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
which is
That would have been a good
which
choice, but
which is
yeah.
really funny. Once Brad starts talking, you'll understand why. Um, so, and I told him I was like and Brad kept telling me to play Shadowland Daredevil's leadership. However, if I play Shadowland Daredevil's leadership, I also have to like play a Hulk, which is fucking terrible to have to play into as like your first time playing the game,
Yeah.
especially when you're playing a Juggernaut. So there was not a really good option for me to
Yeah, I
like
mean,
bow out or be graceful. So I just stuck with the strategy of he's gonna have to play against it eventually. Might as well
yeah.
do it now.
He
Uh,
knew what he was getting into too. Like starting at tournament level, we're going to be bringing our best stuff, so
yeah, I don't think, and he wasn't mad about it. Like he got to play the same list both games in a row because it was 17 points both rounds. So he got to learn. The biggest mistake he did is, like I said, it was a B and an F. He put three of his four models on one side of the table.
Okay.
And I talked to him afterwards. He was like, "Well, my plan was that if the fight went to the center, I can migrate over really easy." And I was like, "Yeah." So the way this was set up, that was never gonna happen.
Right.
Like the fight was never going to the center.
Yeah,
Uh,
B, it's always going to be on one side and the other side.
yeah. So he, after a couple rounds, after the first round, I scored 8. He scored 1, 2, maybe 1, just 1, maybe 2. It was either 7-2 or 8-1. I think it was 7-2. I think I allowed him to get the spider people on his back 2 points instead of stealing them. So the game would last more than one turn, like 2 turns. Because somebody kept telling me I should let him play more than 2 rounds. Um, so I let that. So that happened, and then round 2, I went to 15, I think. Um, and he scored like one more point, I think. Again, it was mostly because like he had everyone on one side of the table. I was able to daze Scarlet Witch, who was the only model on the left side of the table that was near Kingpin, Lizard, and Shadowland Daredevil. Um, so she died, and I scored a lot of points and won. But I was able to help Buck and make sure like he got through the game. Um, we talked after the game. We talked about like deploying and like making sure like you're not overloading one side, especially when you only have 4 models and there's not more point, like when the points are like evenly distributed. If you don't have priority and can't get like the middle one, like you're kind of in a weird spot. So the next game he was able to not do that. He played a very similar. I think he played Infinity Formula cubes in the second game. So he
Mhm.
played a very similar strategy and was able, and I think he put 2 people on each side. But I believe he had priority and didn't put anybody in the center to get the center objective. So just little mistakes, but overall, like he
These
learned from his mistakes early on.
yeah,
So
these are things you learn over time. And
yeah,
Yeah, you got to learn from your mistakes so you can make brand new mistakes to learn from.
right.
exactly.
Oh boy.
Well, Brad, what was your first game?
So I brought X Force,
Okay.
and at the start of the game, I rolled some dice. He rolled some dice, and I won the dice roll. And then he hands me his stuff to look at, and I look up at his models, and I see that he's playing Black Order, which was completely unexpected.
Nice. Well done, Borka.
Completely unexpected. And also, Brandon, proof that I don't actually go in there and look at your hidden lists
Yeah,
because I had
yeah.
no
So
idea this was coming.
It was because when I got there, he was the only one there, and it was funny because I saw his stuff, and I was like, I almost played the exact same, like almost to the T, the exact same roster.
Yeah.
Besides, like there are a couple models that he has that I don't have. I don't actually own Supergiant and
Black
what's her
Black
name,
Swan.
Black
Black
Swan.
Swan.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Black
don't own
Swan.
that box.
But we end up playing on Infinity Formula hammers, and we play 18. No, it was 17 because I hated it. If I have Bishop, I was fine,
17th, great.
but I didn't have Bishop because Bishop's not out yet.
Right.
So his spot was taken by Hulk. I did not plan to play. Except the math worked out that I should play Hulk. So I ended up playing Cable, Hulk, Baron Zemo, and Domino. He played Corvus Glaive Leadership, uh, Proxima Midnight, Cull Obsidian, Black Dwarf, and Ultron. New Ultron from the core set.
So you weren't playing with a leadership then?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, did we just find out Brad cheated?
Oh no!
I was teaching during this game, so
Oh no! Well, I used my leadership.
Oops.
It should have been Deadpool or X-23. It would not have made a difference to the game if it was Deadpool or X-23. Which makes me feel a little bit better, but uh so anyway, it was a pretty bloody fight. Black Dwarf was dead turn 2.
Oh God.
Um
Hulk does that to Black Dwarf.
yeah,
yeah.
that's exactly who it was. It was
Yeah.
my Domino and Baron Zemo against his Ultron, and then everyone else. So I had Hulk and Cable, and he had uh, Black Dwarf, Proxima Midnight, and Corvus Glaive on the other side. And he ends up killing my Hulk late in the game because I can't count.
I saw that happen. That was actually funny.
I thought I was at 16 damage, and it was 20 damage, and he was just dead, or I would have activated him instead of Cable.
You thought you had 4 damage left instead of 2 damage left.
I thought I had 6 damage left instead of 2 damage left.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and like so then he's like he pays to reroll dice and doesn't get enough, and then he's just there and he puts the damage on him to get him to 20, and then he's like just keeps like playing the game, and me and just Borka look at each other, and I was like, Brad Hawk's dead, and he like looked down and started counting, and he was like, oh son of a bitch.
Yeah. Ultron also just destroys Baron Zemo, who doesn't do anything all game. Domino's a boss and fights Ultron on her own, and ends up getting 3 points to win me the game at the end of the game. It was a very close game. If I had not outright won it right there, I probably don't win it. But I did. Oh, also, Porca's dice were horrendous. Like, just the worst.
That seems to be a theme recently with
Yeah.
him.
I say all the time that because I lose to him on every casual night. Every time I play him, I lose to him. And I'll take all those losses to beat him in tournaments. Because those are the games that matter.
Yeah.
Brad's dice were also very hot during this event.
So he wasn't playing with the leadership, I guess. Then.
It was average-ish against Borka.
Go ahead and talk about your next game and your dice in that game.
Well, Borka and Buck played, and Borka won, and Buck learned from his mistakes and did better. And Brandon and I played, and we got one of his secures.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was Mayor Fisk
Uh-oh.
and Hammers, right?
Yeah, Fisk Hammers.
I think I played a legal list this time. I played Cable, Hulk, Psylocke, and Domino. That was legal. That's legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yes, it is.
Hulk,
He played a legal list against me. I would have told him when he revealed it, and we would have re-racked if
yeah.
he didn't.
It's
choose
you know, Cable Hulk. That's 11 points already,
Yeah.
and you need 2 more affiliated. So I can see getting that mixed up.
Yeah. Hulk did great stuff. Brandon tried twice to kill Hulk and failed. With Rhino, just did not do any damage when he needed to do, what was it, 2, Brandon?
Oh no.
Yeah, I needed to do 2 damage. Yep.
And,
That was a great time.
And so Hulk just, killed Kingpin, no problem. Killed Miles. Psylocke did a pretty good work. Domino didn't do much. First
Hulk
turn
should have died the first activation of turn 3, and just didn't, and then was able to do the Lord's work for him the next round or the next activation.
First turn, did Cable daze Shadowland Daredevil the first turn, or just leave him at 1 and daze him next turn?
He left him at 1 and dazed him at the beginning of the second.
Yeah. Daze Black Cat at some point.
Black Cat was the last person to daze.
Yeah. And then the next turn after she flips, I threw a size 4 building at her and she just died.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah. I hate that Kingpin doesn't take collateral damage, but that just means I have to throw him into other people.
Yeah, I know.
I'd rather throw Rhino into him, but I can do the other way. It's fine.
That's Kingpin for you.
Kingpin also got thrown into Miles at one point. That was fun.
Yep. Miles hated that, I bet.
And I won the game. It was close again, right? It was like 17-15.
Yeah, score-wise was close. Yeah. It didn't feel close.
Yeah, he didn't have very many miles left on the table at the end.
It didn't feel close.
Because I killed Daredevil, Kingpin, Miles. So he had a Rhino. And Black Cat.
You did not kill...
I did not kill Daredevil. I killed Black Cat. Daredevil had 1 health left?
He had 1 health left, but his last activation killed and dazed the model.
Oh,
he did the Lord's work.
I did kill Rhino.
Yeah, you killed Rhino.
I didn't need to, but I did.
Yeah.
That's right.
For funsies, he killed Rhino.
With Psylocke. Because she does that. Yep.
Well, it sounds like I missed a tournament that I didn't want to miss. I'm sorry. I was in Ohio at the time.
Ohio.
What's wrong with Ohio?
Nothing's wrong with Ohio.
The drivers.
Actually, yeah, the drivers were pretty terrible.
It was a good time, and my X-Force tech haunted me. Came back to haunt me.
It was Brandon's idea to add Hulk to the list.
What, like, adding Hulk is the secret? Isn't that the secret for every faction?
Yes. When in doubt, add a Hulk.
Yeah, I think at this point, I'm not sure why you play a list without a Hulk, unless... I actually don't know a list that, like, is worse with Hulk in it.
Yeah.
I want to see everybody run Hulk in their lists for the next big tournaments so that we get an errata on him.
I mean,
I don't think that
I
will.
think he's really good, but he's not good enough to draw the errata hammer.
He is. I learned he is very killable. I kind of
Yeah.
already knew that because I've killed him a bunch of times, but my Hulk did not
I
survive
mean,
either game.
and the thing is with for me, I didn't even get to attack him with Kingpin. I literally was doing all the damage with like Miles
And Rhino.
and Rhino until Rhino couldn't do the damage anymore. Like
Yeah.
it was just I put a lot of damage on him with he does it like I mean he rolls 4 dice, but 4 defense dice will do nothing half the time. And
Mhm.
he doesn't have a ton of defensive tech, like he just sits there and just racks up damage.
Well,
And
he
where
does
he
have
almost
defensive tech.
He does, but it costs 4.
yeah,
Right.
it's not great.
So like
Mhm.
the second game against Brandon, on the turn he finally got him and was gonna die. I didn't have 4 power.
Yeah.
I couldn't have
Mhm.
re-rolled.
But with 20 health, he is a clock, right? So.
He's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Steven, did you have any
Yeah.
games that you played this week?
No, not me. I've just been traveling. So.
Yeah. I have one game that I played. That was against Brandon. It was this past Thursday. I played.
I played
I
7
actually-
games this week, for the record.
Oh boy. I played. It was a real close game. I was playing under MODOK's leadership, MODOK 2, with my spider foes. It was mostly spider foes, but I could do it as Criminal Syndicate, so I did. And it was a really, really close game. And I think it ended. He had 17 and I had 15. And if I did a mind games at one point, and he found the reward, and if he had picked the other stack, I would have won the game.
That's correct.
Yeah. So it was. I really like MODOK 2. I think his leadership is great. I think it's outstanding, even. And I want to play more of him. But that's all that I have to add about that game. I can't really remember everything that happened.
Fred, would you call MODOK a cow?
What? A cow?
Yeah, because he's outstanding in his field.
He's making a lot of methane over there. Yes.
What?
I'd call him a goat.
A goat.
Is he the greatest of all time?
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a Marvel joke. Are you ready?
Yeah, what's up?
Why does Spider-Man only eat rice-a-roni?
So
Why?
he can remember Uncle Ben?
No, because he is all out of Uncle Ben's.
Oh, he's all out.
Oh
of Uncle
gosh.
Ben.
Oh my gosh. Oh jeez. Oh dear. Well, on that note, let's move on to is it time? Is there anything else that we need to cover before we cover the person we're here to talk about? I don't think there
so.
is. All right, let's talk about She-Hulk, otherwise known as Jennifer Walters. She has 20 stamina. She is movement speed medium, size 3, threat value of 6. Her defensive stats are 3 physical, 4 energy, and 3 mystic. And I want to clarify that she, much like Hulk, does not have a backside to her card.
I'm
all
glad you said to her card.
Yes. All right. Let's start. Let's start with Brandon. Brandon, why don't you cover her attack suite?
Her first attack is a physical attack called Sensational Uppercut. It is range 2, 7 dice. It has the normal builder rules, and then after the attack is resolved, the target character gains the slow special condition. She has her second attack is also physical. The defense rests. It is range 3, 9 dice. It costs 5 power. If this attack deals damage, after the attack is resolved, the target character gains slow and stun. And if they already have slow, it gains stagger.
Oh boy. All right. Hey Steven, why don't you
Yes.
cover the affiliation bonus and then the first two superpowers?
Okay. Well, she is the leader of A Force, the only one. The A Force affiliation leadership is Defenders of Arcadia. When an allied character is damaged by an enemy effect, another allied character may gain 1 power. A character may not gain more than 1 power from this leadership ability per turn. Then we have an active superpower called Clear the Court. Choose an interactive terrain feature or enemy character, both of size 4 or less, and within range 2, and throw it medium. The superpower can be used only once per turn, and it will cost you 3 power. And then she also has active superior weight training, also costs 3 power. During the next attack made by this character this turn, add dice to the attack roll equal to the size of the target.
All right. And Brad, why don't you finish out the card?
Legal defense. This is a reactive superpower that costs 2. When an allied character within 2 of this character is started by an attack, this character may use a superpower. The character becomes a target attack regardless of range and line of sight. It's just bodyguard. And then finally, a innate superpower. Well, not finally. I guess she's got immunity. Gamma transfusion. During the power phase, she gains 1 additional power. After an attack targeting this character is resolved, this character suffered damage and may move short towards the attacking character. Additionally, if this character would flip its stat card to the injured side, it is KO'd instead, and she's got immunity poison.
Okay. All right. So, what's everyone's first thought here? Let's start with Brandon. Brandon, what? All right. What are your thoughts?
She dies.
Yeah.
Like and it's not. I say that like I mean everything dies, but like it feels bad when she dies because she doesn't seem to do enough when she's alive because she dies so fast.
She's your leader usually if you're bringing her.
Yeah,
Like,
and 3 physical defense and
Yeah.
no defensive tech. Like
Right.
she literally just dies, and she doesn't have like the power economy to like the fact that she can't throw on turn 1
Yeah.
is really rough. Like she's the only Hulk that can't do it, and it just feels really bad. Her spender feels bad to use because it's a lot of power. Like you're almost wanting to just superior weight training her builder as the spender, which I think is probably the best the best attacks she's got is just doing the weight training for 3 and then adding hopefully 3 or 4 dice to her builder, so she can have power to do the other things. Her bodyguard's really good.
Yeah, the bodyguard's good, but that oftentimes means that she's taking more damage.
Yeah, she doesn't have. Yeah, she's not like Hulk 1, where she gets extra dice on her attacks. She's not like Hulk 2, where she can heal and like do a little bit better. She does benefit that A Force has an absolutely loaded roster.
Yeah.
So if you are playing A Force, the worst thing that you're probably playing is unfortunately She-Hulk, because the models in that roster are so good.
A-Force is one of the best factions that is still begging for a new leader. Like,
yeah,
absolutely begging.
I'm still surprised we don't have either a tactics card leader. I was really surprised that Captain Marvel and the new core box didn't have a leadership.
Yeah.
For A Force, that was minorly surprising. I just thought it was a good opportunity. I don't think it's hard to fix She-Hulk either. Her defense is being 4-4-3, and then and getting 3 power. Starting like in the power phase, she gets like an additional 2 power. With an immunity to stun is I think a
Yeah.
really easy fix. Is a really good start at least.
That immunity to stun is important.
If you don't want to change, if you don't want to change anything on her card, if you gave her just natural damage reduction, probably also really good. Like she just dies and it feels really bad because she doesn't get to hit as hard as like other 6 threat characters that are dying not as fast.
Yeah, let's be straight. She is just worse than Hulk, than either version of Hulk, and she costs the same as 6-point Hulk. So, like, it's. I mean, I think she's very good at on the table if she's the leader of A Force because this leadership is a pretty solid leadership.
I
But
think she's the worst 6 threat in the game.
I think you're right.
Oh,
I think you're right.
especially after the Cosmic Ghost Rider nerf that you were harping about last week.
That's how bad I think she is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my good.
I agree with you. I think I agree with you. All right.
Because
I'm gonna
I
toss it.
still think Cosmic Ghost Rider has play in Brotherhood or not Brotherhood, Black Order. Like I still think like Black Order fixes the power economy on Cosmic Ghost Rider, even though he just has an attack that doesn't exist anymore. Like
Mhm.
he's still okay. Like I don't. I've played against a lot of She-Hulks, a lot of She-Hulks. A Force has been in our meta from pretty much the beginning of its existence.
Yeah.
It's been very rare. We haven't had it. And there are things that it feels really good against. I do want to make that clear. Like when you like it playing Dormammu, Sentinel, stuff like that, impossible. Because
She
superior way
absolutely
training.
annihilates. She
Yep.
kills the crap out of Malekith too.
Yeah. Also, not having a throw on her attack. If the defense
Yeah.
rest had a wild like character throw, it would probably help. Like there's just a lot of
Or
things after they
even a
errated Hulk
push,
that
right?
makes no yeah, like it just doesn't make any sense. Like because she's on a medium base, so she's on a smaller base. Like or you make her 5 threat and like 18 health, and it wouldn't feel as bad.
Right.
Like there's just something like you cannot look at her and all the other like Hulks and be like, this is fair.
Right. Right. Okay, Steven. Well, what are your takes here on She-Hulk?
Okay. Well, first of all, Brandon, I respect your opinion as she being the worst 6 threat character, but my little pushback is that Thanos without a gem is actually the worst 6 threat character. So,
Uh,
just because his power generation sucks
okay.
if he doesn't have stones.
I would counter this by saying that Thanos is the best 8-threat character.
Yeah,
Correct, but
Thanos is not a 6-point character.
Right.
right, but I'm just saying on a
Yeah.
technical.
Technically, you're
Um,
correct, which is the best form of correct.
Shit, Thanos probably still has a. I mean, Thanos has a better attack in his strike that has a wild character throw, and does like, and he probably dies like he has less health and probably stays alive a lot longer because his natural damage reduction.
yeah, well, they're fighting for the bottom if they're both sixes.
Yeah.
It's
um,
not, and to be fair, they're not bad characters. It's just that they are not at the same level as the other sixes, and at this point, the sixes are getting really split because of the nerf to Cosmic Ghost Rider. Like there are more bad sixes than there are good sixes at this point.
right. Um, in my opinion, She-Hulk is the character you want to like, right? It's She-Hulk. She's a leader, and she falls flat
Yeah.
quite a bit of the time. So to run A Force, you have to run things like you have to run Okoye, right, as a bodyguard for her. You have to run Sacrifice. You have to make concessions.
You have to
Just to
protect your 6 point leader that dies so fast.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you have to take a Luke Cage with Heroes for Hire. in your affiliation just to have that chance. So um, I don't think she's terrible. I just think that she's one of those models again that the game's kind of passed by.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when
She's
she
like an
came out, she
older
did not
model.
feel bad.
Right.
No, when
She
she
didn't
came
feel
out,
as
she was
bad.
pretty darn good. Yeah, yeah.
How they
So,
went to 2 different changes in erratas and not touched her is mind-boggling to me.
so, but
Yeah.
maybe we'll see. I mean, there is hope because Thor got touched, right? And he's a little bit better than he used to be, but he was one of the first characters that was out of the releases, and it took them 4.5 years to get him changed.
New
Um,
Thor's good. Yeah, new Thor's good. So
but
Yeah,
yeah, I think Father Time just caught up. That's all.
I agree. I also don't think she's bad. I just don't think she's good enough to be worth 6 points.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, Brad, what's your take here?
Well, it's
Just looking
very
at the
it's
card.
very hard uh, to come up with anything new to say after Brandon Stevens said everything that I was going to say.
Yeah.
But I will just tell a quick story that I used to be afraid of She-Hulk. Like I hated playing against her. I had such bad time, and now I don't worry about her. I don't. I think that Steven was absolutely right when he said the game has passed her by. She is.
Hmm.
She needs an update. She needs modern rules to be there. And I actually like the reducing her threat to 5 a lot.
I
Yeah,
talk about this very regularly with one of our beloved listeners and local players.
Large Richard.
Yep, old large Richard. We talk
This
about all that.
was
I think the easiest fix is 18 health, 5 threat, and you don't touch anything else.
this was his
yeah.
request.
Yes. Yeah. So uh, we've talked. It just feels so underwhelming, and it sucks because boy oh boy, the amount of good models in A Force, like they have an absolutely loaded top to bottom like affiliation. Like
4-point Black Widow is incredible, as is now 5-point Carol Danvers.
4 Point Black Widow is not in this affiliation.
Wait,
I'm just
are you
kidding. No, I
serious?
was just kidding, Fred.
I was
I
gonna
knew that
wait.
would mess with you. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
okay,
I
okay.
wanted to mess with you, but like I couldn't do it just in case someone because someone's gonna write that comment as soon as I start. Yes, she is. And then like 2 seconds, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I wanted to play it off so bad, but I can't. I'm sorry.
You just about blew my mind. Yeah, the 4-point Black Widow and you have Valkyrie in this list and 5-point Carol Danvers. Like there's all sorts
Shuri.
of really Shuri.
You have
There's some
both
incredible
Gwenpool
models
and
in this.
Squirrel Girl, Spider Woman, Scarlet Witch, Storm, Wasp, Domino,
Angela.
Angela. You also
Angela.
you have Black Cat, and then like Gamora, Medusa. Like you have so many good models. Like this
This was
affiliation is
th-
so close to just taking a skyrocket in the overall playability of affiliations.
Yeah,
you know
all they
what this
need. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. You know what this affiliation reminds me of?
Defenders before the update.
No, Hellfire Club before Hellfire came along. Because in Hellfire you take all the good models, right? But this
Oh,
There
list
are
is
like,
and this
yeah,
is just good models.
there are
this
yeah.
is
I
this li-
Crystal outside of Crystal, like the second worst model in this affiliation might be someone like Wasp, who's a very good model, right, Brad?
Yes, I love Wasp.
Hmm.
And that's the crazy. Like that's the thing. Like I don't like. Then you're in like the Domino, like maybe
Mhm.
3 Point Black Widow. Like those are like the models that are fighting for the very bottom of the affiliation. Like It's not
Domino
like
does
Criminal
not go on the
Intent.
bottom of any list.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's how loaded it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because like
they are
I
a new leadership away from being
Yeah.
a top tier
Oh,
faction.
that is one thing I wanted to say. Her leadership is good. It's very good.
Yeah. Let's
It
talk
is
about that
very
leadership.
yeah.
It's
It's
very,
very good.
It's
If
great.
she's a 5 threat, you are able to play very, very good lists at every number and not feel as bad about it.
Fully
If she's a
affiliated
6
too.
threat. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you never have to. You don't have to splash models in this, like in
But-
A Force.
But people
Like,
do.
you'll
This
feel
is
fine.
this is the leadership people go to try to break a character first.
And it's really hard because it's a
6-point lead.
6 threat leader. Yeah, it's
Yeah. All right. Well, there are 2 tactics cards that are associated with She-Hulk that we need to talk about. And the first one is called Agents of Smash. That's SMASH. It is unaffiliated.
Fred, real
active.
quick.
Yeah.
What does the acronym SMASH stand for?
Oh boy, I hate their acronyms anyway. Their acronyms are so dumb. What does hammer stand for? What does sword stand for? What do these things stand for? But what I don't know what Smash stands for. What? Tell me, Brad.
You called my bluff. I don't know either.
Okay, because it's not a thing. This is an unaffiliated active tactics card.
it
If
is
Hulk-
the Supreme Military Agency of Superhumans.
Oh,
Smash.
boy. It's too much business.
You're
Whatever.
welcome.
If Hulk and She-Hulk are within range 2 of the same interactive terrain feature of size 5 or less, they may spend 3 power each to play this card. Choose Hulk or She-Hulk to throw the terrain feature long. Okay. So, starting off here, you have to have both Hulk and She-Hulk in the list. That's 12 points right there. That's nuts. That's nuts. Thing 2, I should state this is the only way to throw a size 5 item, I think.
It is.
I think this is the only way to have a size
5/5 terrain.
Yeah, terrain piece. Yeah,
You can
you actually
throw-
can throw size 5 characters,
Yes.
but the only way to throw the apartment building is with this,
You still can't throw a Quinjet with it.
which is dumb. They both have to spend 3 power, which is quite expensive actually. And then you can throw it long. I
Which
don't
means
think
She-Hulk
this
can't even do it on turn 1 because she doesn't get the 3 power.
Right, true. I don't think this card has ever been used.
You play this card at home with your friends playing a specific, I want to play all the Hulks. Like, that's when you play this.
Yeah. Yeah, you build a list just to play Hulks and put
Yeah.
this out.
Yeah, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you
Do
want to do that at your
and-
home for
Do you
fun,
guys
that's
know
fine.
what the most printed card in the game is? The most reprinted card in the game is? I bet Brandon
Brace for
knows.
impact.
Fred nailed it in one.
It's got to be Brace for Impact, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's Brace for
okay.
Impact. Which is
Which
one
would turn
which
this
is
completely
1
off.
point to turn this card off.
Yeah.
Or one
and they just
power.
spent 6 power to
Yeah.
They've been printed
use it.
5 times?
I think it's more than that. It may
I
be
feel like
five.
I
It's
feel like
5 or
I've given
6.
away. I've given away like 3 of them. So I'm convinced that it's and I still have. I think I still own 3 of them because it was
The two core sets right on blob.
And
Rhino,
one
Wow.
of the event kits.
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know about that one.
It was in the 2022 card pack, right?
Oh no, I wasn't even counting that.
It's in that.
Yeah,
It
so
was
that's
in the
6
first
times.
tournament pack.
Yep, 6
And
times.
it was in the first tournament pack.
And to Brad's point, that card completely turns off this card.
Yep.
This makes it completely useless.
Yep.
Fun little things to know. You know, shit happens. You get fucked.
Yeah.
Again, played at home with your friends for fun.
Right.
Also, brace shouldn't be restricted.
The second card in that is affiliated with She-Hulk is called Special Delivery. This is an A-Force specific card, and it is reactive. When an A-Force character with flight begins a move action within range 2 of an allied She-Hulk, during its activation, they may spend 1 power each to play this card before moving the miniature. When the active character ends this move, place She-Hulk within range 1 of it. She-Hulk may immediately perform one of her attacks that has a listed power cost of 0. This is awesome. Like,
This
if
card's
you're
the best
playing,
thing about She-Hulk.
yeah, yeah. This is why you bring this is A Force to a T. If you're playing A Force and you're playing a character that has flight, you're playing this card.
And you just play the model that's in the picture on the card.
Yeah, Carol Danvers.
You play her with, especially if She-Hulk was a 5 and you can play her and 5-point Carol at 10 and still have, 5 more, 6 more, 7, 8, 9, 10 more points to build your roster. Like, A-Force is a very playable, good roster, and as of right now, they're just not.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of players do this with Angela because she's got more movement and a bigger base.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, I
want to
think
point
this
out
is-
Crystal's also not a bad choice because she at least has long movement. It is only 3 points.
Does Crystal
Tiny
have
Wasp,
flight?
Tiny Wasp
Yes.
can do it too.
Wasp
Tiny
also.
Wasp.
Yeah. That's hard to do because she only comes with 1 power and she has to pay 1 to transform, doesn't she?
It allows her to get them, like, you don't have to use this on turn 1 either. Like, this allows you can do this like in the middle of the game. If you like clear out a side, you could then move to the other side a lot faster with She-Hulk.
It is very fun to do on turn 1. I'm pretty
It's
sure
better to do it on turn 1, yeah, for sure.
I'm pretty sure one of the last games Andrew played, someone special delivery She-Hulk onto his deployment line and dazed Gwen.
When
Oh no.
First turn, he had not even moved her.
yeah, she died before she ever got to activate.
Yep,
Holy moly.
it's very funny.
Now, this card is excellent. If you're playing A Force and you're not using this, you're leaving it like you feel like you're leaving something on the table. This is
Because
an
if I
excellent
remember
card.
correctly, that situation and how that happens is because you move She-Hulk up, and then you're going to move Angela, and then on the second move you pay the power,
Yes.
you long move towards them, drop her off in front, then she gets her attack, which can kill Gwen super easy.
Yes.
And then as long as you retain priority, which if you're playing a 6 and a 5 against like Web Warriors, guess what? You're going to have priority. You just turn around and you can activate Punch her again and kill her. Like, it's not. But it is devastating for that to happen against you.
Did you say this happened to Andrew?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did he scoop immediately?
probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So, this is a card that helps She-Hulk a lot. Like, it raises your estimation of She-Hulk. Okay. We need
The
to
best
give
thing
She-Hulk...
about She-Hulk. It's the best thing about She-Hulk.
Yeah, I think so. We need to give She-Hulk a letter grade. I'll go first here. So, it's like we've said, A-Force is awesome, except for She-Hulk. Like, if they had another leadership, I think that She-Hulk wouldn't really see the table all that much. She-Hulk's leadership is very good, but she tends to die because she draws a lot of attention. And everyone now knows that she's basically the crux of the list. If you can get rid of her, you get rid of their leadership, and you're going to have a much better time fighting against A-Force. I'm going to give her... I'm debating between a C and a C minus, and I think I'm going to give her a C. Just a solid C. That is what I'm going to give to She-Hulk. All right, Steven.
Mhm.
What is the letter grade that you are going to give to She-Hulk?
I'm going to give her a C plus just because her leadership is somewhat worth it. Um, I value leaderships that are good on characters, even though the character might be a little subpar. So,
Yeah,
C plus.
totally valid. All right, Brandon, what are you gonna give her?
She's just. I'll go with a solid C.
Solid C. All right, and Brad.
This is just this type of episode. Steven said almost exactly what I was gonna say and gave her the same grade, C plus. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Her leadership is great, and there are games, even with everything we've said, like negative about it, there are games where she'll just dominate because she can, like, she still hits hard. Like, a 7 dice builder is still going to hit really hard, and a 9 dice
then
attack
superior-
is going to kill people, yeah.
Yeah. Superior weight training can turn her builder into like an 11 dice hit.
yeah. Oh, and
That's kind of incredible.
Large Richard, if you're actually listening to this episode because you requested it, don't forget that she has aggressive.
Yeah.
She do have a she.
That's
to be
how
fair,
I
he listens to
won.
most of our episodes,
That's how I
so
won the last like 3 or 4 games. He played her against me.
he forgot to aggressive.
Yep.
I can see it.
Well, that is our take on She-Hulk. Hey Brad, do you have any comic books that feature her?
She was invented for the MCU.
That is not true. That is not true.
Okay, so
Wait. I've got a quiz, Fred. Fred, do you know
Oh.
how she got her powers?
Okay, so I take it it's not the way that it happened in the show. Is it how it happened in the show? Did she get like a blood transfusion from Bruce Banner?
yeah,
Yes, that is correct.
that's exactly how it happened.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think it might have even been a car accident.
I believe it was. I actually
Yeah.
believe that was like
That-
straight from the comics.
Yeah, it was
like,
dead on. I don't think Bruce was in the car. I think he just was there, like she was driving to beat him or something. But like, yeah, that's basically how it happened.
Okay.
So I have 2 recommendations, but they are entire series, and one's like 50 issues. So you're getting your money's worth this week, listeners, because I'm giving you like 80 issues worth of content to read. The first one's called Sensational She-Hulk. It's mostly by John Byrne, who wrote and drew the series. This is the series that made She-Hulk popular. It's part superhero comic, part sitcom, part drama. And Jennifer is just trying to live her life as a lawyer in New York, and things just don't go her way. She has work problems, relationship problems, and random superheroes keep getting in the way. The series made a lot of people She-Hulk fans, and you could tell the people who had not read this series when the TV show came out, and they're like, she's acting like Deadpool in Breaking the Fourth Wall. She did it first.
yeah, when she was, yeah.
Yeah, she.
Okay.
So this comic ran from like 88 to 92, and Deadpool premieres in like 91 or 92. So
Okay.
yeah.
Listen, I like a well done fourth wall break. It can get tedious
It
if
can.
it happens too often.
Mostly in. Have you seen the TV show, Fred?
Yes.
Okay.
I did watch the
Yeah,
TV show.
and mostly all she does is just talk to the camera. It's not even that big of a deal. It's very Fleabag.
Yeah,
Deadpool's
I
first
think
appearance was New Mutants 98.
I knew that.
1991.
I think that
91, yeah.
like the line is really tenuous, and I think Fleabag did it perfectly, and I think that She-Hulk the show maybe did it a little too much. But okay.
I liked She-Hulk the show. Anyway, the second
Listen,
series.
I liked it too. It was just not my favorite.
Second series is She-Hulk, Peter David. There were various artists, and I should have wrote down the main one that did a lot of it. that I'm blanking on right now, but that's all right. It was written by Peter David. Um, Two-time GLAAD award winner, Peter David did. Peter David. Anyway, it's also popular with people who like She-Hulk. It's a little more modern. It's after 2000. So, comics in different eras have very different feels. So, some people don't like the way older comics are written. So, this is for them. She-Hulk has become a bounty hunter. So in this series, we explore what happened to her legal career, the secret her Skrull partner is keeping. An interest.
partner.
Yeah, she has a partner in her bounty hunting, and it's a Skrull, and she knows it's a
Does
Skrull.
she?
Yeah, she
Oh,
knows.
I was about to ask if she knows.
But there's a secret she's keeping. Also, during this series, Secret Invasion happened. Fred, are you familiar with Secret Invasion?
Nope. No
It's
clue.
when the Skrulls infiltrated Earth, replaced a bunch of politicians and superheroes, and tried to take over the world.
Huh.
And her partner's a
Okay.
Skrull, so that's probably going to cause some friction.
Yeah. Awkward.
And all in all, She-Hulk tries to take on more than she can probably handle in this series. Lots of villain fights too. Fights with villains. Because she's a bounty hunter and she's like tracking them down. That's it.
All right.
Those are my recommendations.
Well, She-Hulk's never like. I didn't really know. Is she a big character in Marvel, or is like I don't know how to phrase it.
She's pretty popular. I would say that in the late 80s and early 90s, she was more popular than Captain America, Iron Man, probably not regular Hulk. During that time, Thor, because he had his heyday already.
Yeah.
Well, let me quiz Fred on something here.
Oh
Fred,
boy. Yeah.
do you know what superhero affiliation she was a part of, which was not the Avengers?
Is it? And it's not A-Force.
Oh, I do.
No.
Because
I know you do, Brad.
um.
Because on this team, she had a love interest also.
oh, I don't remember who her love interest was.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know like who else is on the team. I don't know anything. I will not be able to answer this.
Well, who are the
Okay, Brad.
who are the three other members that were on the team, Steven?
Reed Richards, Susan Richards, Johnny Storm.
Oh, it's the Fantastic Four. Is she the Fantastic Fifth?
She's
Well,
the fourth.
She's the
There
Yeah.
are only
Okay.
3 other members, Fred.
There
And
are
she had
4
a-
people in the Fantastic Four.
And she
She's
had a
the
romantic
4th.
interest with Ben Grimm.
Huh.
Who was not on the team at the time, right? Because she replaces
Correct.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the Thing, she can do better. He's just a
Wow.
pile of rocks, right?
Oh, Fred, do you not know about? I don't even know her name. She Thing? Maybe
She Thing.
they made a female Thing
Okay.
who is just the Thing but has boobies, and the Thing and She Thing date. And I saw a
Okay.
panel the other day of them sitting on a couch and they start making out, and it's super awkward because they're just both rocks with their
Her
faces
name
smashed together.
is She Thing.
I knew it was
Hey.
going to be. I knew it.
Every-
Sucks.
Everybody loved Ben Grimm for his personality, not his hard exterior.
Right.
true. And those baby blue eyes.
And she's been around for a long time.
Yeah, she has.
She
Who's She
appeared in
Thing?
1985, yeah.
Yeah.
She
She's older
appeared
than
in The Thing 27, 1985. Sharon Ventura. She was a professional wrestler who fell in love with The Thing.
Okay, well, there we go.
Anyway, we
Brent.
like testing your knowledge, Fred.
I had no idea that She-Hulk was a part of the Fantastic Four, so don't feel as bad about that one, Fred.
Well, Brandon, do you, speaking of affiliations where she doesn't belong, where would you put her?
Oh God, nowhere.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one.
I know.
Where would you put her, Steven?
Amazing Spider-Man, Web Warriors.
Amazing
She gives out
Spider-Man
slow
Web
She gives out slow conditions.
Okay, for
Or
like the all web
stagger if they already have slow.
Yeah.
That's on. Yeah, for 5 power, it feels really bad, guys.
Yeah.
It still feels bad.
You'd
Just
rather
play
No, but she
play Iceman too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just playing
Um,
an unaffiliated all slow team.
Yeah.
yeah,
If you play,
but
oh, go ahead.
she goes slow on her normal attack, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
her builder. Yep. The problem is that the second best thing about her is the tactics card, which is an A-Force card.
And you're not
So,
using her leadership. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is that
the
she's
best things
priced
about her, if you splash her, you're not using. So
right. She's priced to
unfortunately.
be the leader of A Force, and yeah,
But Spider-Man could give her some reprieve with witty banter.
I mean that's true. You're right.
I'm not splashing this character anywhere. I think. Well, the thing is too. I've been consistent with most leaders. Is that I just recommend things to play with them. This leadership is very advantageous for about any splash character you want if you do want to splash characters. Like this leadership is very, very good. If there's a model that you don't like, it's probably better or that you like that's not very good, it's going to be better under this leadership.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, I think that the only thing that's left is my non sequitur recommendation. So the person who played She-Hulk in the show is named Tatiana Maslany. And she was famously in a show called Orphan Black as well, which I have heard is very good. But
Oh,
I've
is
never
that
seen
not
it.
your recommendation?
That's not my recommendation.
Oh, I got
because I've never
excited
seen
for
it.
no reason. That show's amazing. Everyone should
I've heard
watch
it's
it.
very good.
Don't listen
I've
to
heard it's very
Fred,
good.
whatever he says next. Watch Orphan Black. Okay, go ahead, Fred.
All right. Well, what I'm gonna suggest is a movie that I watched a couple months ago, which still absolutely holds up, and it's about a big green thing that's gonna kill you. That's bigger than you by far. And it's the movie The Predator, or just Predator, I think. It's the 1987 John McTiernan film, and it is great. It is still great.
It was not the
Like,
first time you watched that, right?
no, I've watched it a bunch of times. It is a very watchable movie.
I was just making sure.
It is Arnold Schwarzenegger at like the peak of his power. Uh, it has a whole bevy of action stars from the 80s, and it starts off as like a team going to go do a military thing movie, which is always fun. But then the genre changes into a horror movie, into a sci-fi horror movie, about 40 minutes in, and it's great. It holds up.
It is wild how long it goes before it switches.
Yeah, it's like 40. It may be more than 40 minutes. It's
It's
quite
a
a bit
long time.
And-
It's actually, I think it's closer to the halfway point of the movie.
Yeah,
Is when
and
it
the
actually
amount of
switches
times
over.
that you actually see the predator is really small. I think it's probably less than 2 minutes of actual
That's the
screen time.
formula. That's the formula for all monster movies.
Yeah,
God,
I love
it's so
them.
good.
No, this
God, that
this is
movie's
a great
so
movie.
good.
By
This
the way,
movie. Go ahead.
By the way, Carl Weathers.
Yes, Carl Weathers recently passed away. That's another reason why this is a timely recommendation. Yeah.
A couple years ago, I went through and watched every Predator movie, including the Alien versus Predators movies. There's not a bad one. They're all great.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I actually will.
Incorrect.
No. What one's bad? What one is
Aliens
fundamentally
versus
just
Predator
bad?
Redemption.
It's
Oh,
Requiem. It's
Requiem.
Requiem.
That
Terrible.
That's
that
the
is
only
a
one you're allowed to say
very
is bad.
fun movie. I love that
It's
movie.
a terrible movie.
That's
The only
bad
and,
movie.
and to be fair, the only bad thing about that movie is that it's very hard to watch because it's set in such a dark setting the entire fucking film.
It
It's
is
also bad.
Yeah, it's very.
It's a bad
No,
movie.
Fred, that is on my short list of favorites.
Yeah, because it's probably the best one.
It is
It's
not
in my
the best
opinion
one.
the best.
Requiem?
No, not Requiem.
He's talking about Requiem.
I'm talking about Requiem.
No, what?
Yeah.
It's insane. That's insane. I'm talking about one, the very first one, the John McTiernan.
Yeah, it's
one,
like the
good
third
one.
best one after 2 and Requiem.
Incorrect.
Fred,
Incorrect.
He,
you-
all right.
just
He,
stop
I
now.
was
Just
helping.
stop now.
I was gonna help Brad. I'm not helping Brad anymore. He's on his own.
All
I
right,
do love the Predator movies. That is a if you know if
They're
you
great.
if you've been around me long enough, I will talk about Predator probably more than most people care to ever
Marvel
hear about.
Marvel currently owns the comic book license for Predator. So there
God, I
is
love
a
it
was
so
dark.
much.
there is a non-zero chance. It's close to zero, but it's not zero that we get a Predator mini for MCP.
Oh my god.
I want it so bad.
Oh my god.
I want it so
Yeah,
bad.
Dark Horse was the original creator of the Predator comics.
Yeah. The best Predator movie, go, Fred.
Predator, the first one, followed up by Prey as the second one.
Prey is real good.
I actually thought you were gonna say Prey was the best of the.
I mean, listen, I watched them both pretty close together. I watched Prey first, and I was like, man, I want to watch Predator again. And
Predator is great.
and so is Predator.
Yeah, Predator is absolutely great. Like, I'm not taking anything away with it. Prey's really good. Predators is also very good.
Is that the one where they're on the planet?
It's the one with
Yeah.
Adrian Brody.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty
2010 film. Yes.
The best Predator movie for me is Aliens.
You mean the Aliens?
good. He means
The second movie, yeah.
Uh-huh.
that has no predators in it.
The cast in Predators
It
is
is probably the
also
best.
just very loaded. That is, I feel like, forgotten about. A lot of the Predator movies have loaded casts.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely stacked casts.
Yeah. The newest Predator movie also isn't, besides Prey, the 2018, I think is when it came out. It's
That's
not
the one-
bad.
Is
That's
that
the one I still have not seen.
is
I
that
have not
the
seen it.
Predator?
Yeah, the Predator.
Can you remind me what? Because I don't remember what happens in that one.
Had a good
His son gets a hold of the helmet.
Yeah, that's not bringing anything back. We'll talk about it later. We got a podcast to finish
Alright.
out. Fred, awkwardly.
Keegan Michael Key is good.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I thought it was. That's I love that movie too. Reminds me of
it's good.
Requiem.
That one's
it's like a
actually-
better
it's
version
better.
of Requiem.
It is what Requiem should have been. It is exactly what Requiem should have been.
Fred, awkwardly talk us out of this podcast.
That's it for this podcast. I'm finished. Let's leave.